These are the reasons for taking part in sport. The first one is cooperation, the second one is competition, then physical challenge, aesthetic appreciation, social mixing. For cooperation, you need cooperation to communicate with other teammates. Many sports are played within teams to improve cooperation, which can be used in everyday life. Also to encourage your teammates. Competition. Competition can be used in many different games, and competing for a position as well. Competing is what makes me play football, for example. So that's why I think competition's a big factor. Physical challenge. Coming back to sport after a long time can leave long-term effects or habits. An adult which has not played since primary school can be a physical challenge when they are, or it could be satisfying. Aesthetic appreciation. Aesthetic appreciation is moments in sport which are eye-catching, memorising, beautiful. Although the aspect of the sport is not always appreciated as much as winning. Social mixing. Taking part in exercise or sport at school or at club means involvement with other people when it makes an individual feel good, and friendship. They are the reasons.
There are 7 benefits of sport. They are to increase fitness, help an individual feel good, relieve stress and tension, increase self-esteem, improve health, for enjoyment and for a mental challenge. To increase fitness, taking part in training can help increase your fitness if you have a well thought out training plan and you do it regularly. To help an individual feel good. Doing sport releases a feel good hormone to help you feel good in taking part in sport. To relieve stress and tension. Doing physical activities can cause a distraction to the issues of daily life, and this helps you forget about your problems. Increase self-esteem. Taking part in a competition or anything like that could help you increase your self-esteem, because if you win, you'll feel better about yourself and therefore you'll do better next time. People is an influence on sport, because if a peer or role model does a sport, it will influence you to do it. But it could also have a negative impact on sport, because if they say they hate a sport or something, it could put you off doing it completely. Socio-economic is a influence on sport, because if you have enough money to do a sport, then it's good, you can do it. But it could also have a negative impact, because if you don't have enough money to do an expensive sport like horse riding or something, then you won't be able to do it. Health and well-being could be influence on sport, because if you're disabled or something, it would make you want to stand out from all the other disabled people and be good at a sport. But it could also be a bad influence, because you are restricted to some movements if you're disabled.
Resources are a massive factor, because availability of people to take part in physical activity they must be able to access the facilities. They need to be accessible, so they need the resources as well, so they have accessibility to do what they want. Cultural factors. People with disabilities can take part in many activities. Resources and opportunities are increasing for disabled people because of their cultural factors. Fashion is a big factor for people with the latest boots and equipment. Like, all young kids would like new football boots, which impacts how they dress, which influences them to play the sport with the latest gear, because cost links to it as well, because if parents can't afford the football boots, then they won't have the latest fashion.
Sport helps improve health because if you're fit, and which you would be if you did regular sport, you can get over illnesses quicker and you can cope with them better. Sport helps with the enjoyment of life because if you enjoy sport and you do it lots, it'll help you enjoy life because you're doing it quite a lot of the time. Mental challenge. Sport is good for giving yourself a mental challenge because it's a fun thing to do, and this links with making the individual feel good, and it's also good for relieving stress and tension because it gives you another distraction from the daily problems that you have.